Welcome to this practice where we are going to be looking predominantly at Sphinx Pose. So we're going to come through into some different postures just to warm up the spine, warm up the shoulders, warm up the hips, and that will give us that nice space to come into Sphinx. So one prop that you might find useful in this practice would be a blanket. So something a little bit more fluffier than you might normally use, because we're going to use it for our hips, just to lift our hips off the ground. So let's just start in a cross-legged position. If you need some elevation in your hips, join me on a block, I'm on a block, and then we'll get going. So just ease out the shoulders, just give them a little bit of a movement. And then let's just take a nice big deep breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Do that 2 more times. Inhale. And again, inhale. And exhale the breath. So close the eyes for a moment. Place your hands down on your knees and just tuck the chin slightly. So you should feel a bit of a release in the back of the neck. So you're not sort of lifting your head up and forward. You just want that chin slightly tucked. So if we're looking from the side, your neck is in line with your spine. And then just allow the breath to be steady and even. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose. So just do this in a controlled way. And try and see if you can do it from your belly rather than your chest. If you want to take a palm to your belly, so when you breathe in, you'll feel the belly expand into the hand, and when you breathe out, you'll feel that contraction. So just continue with your breathing. Continue with your grounding down into the ground. Just landing on the mat. Give yourself this space just to land where you are. Breathing in and breathing out. Allowing the shoulders to relax down the back body. Allowing the hands to just relax. You may still have your hand on your belly, that's okay. Just be mindful of where you're holding any tension. Are you gripping with your fingers? Are you tensing with your shoulders? Let's just let everything relax. So one of the postures that we're going to do whilst we get into Sphinx is baby cobra. It just gives us some space to understand the posture and understand what we're doing and why. And both these postures are really good for your adrenals. So just keep that breath going as I just chat about adrenal glands. So they're responsible for your hormones, regulation of your cortisol levels. So if you're feeling stressed or anxious, you've got fatigue, anxiety, could be your adrenals that need some attention. And these 2 postures, baby cobra and Sphinx, are really going to help with that. They're going to nurture your adrenals, regulate your hormones. I'll pop some information in the description about your adrenal glands. They sit near your kidneys. All right. So open the eyes. If you want to set an intention for this practice today, then do that now. Maybe you've never heard of the adrenals. Maybe you've never really intentionally sent a practice to a part of your body. So maybe we all do that now. Think about our adrenals. If you don't know what they look like, there's a picture. So have a little look where they're placed. And we'll set our attention, our focus towards the adrenal glands, towards our kidneys. So from here, we're going to come into child's pose. Let's do an extended child's pose, but we're just going to be passive. So I would encourage you to get your blanket, put it at the very back of your mat so that your feet can feel the nice padding underneath. Big toes together, knees as wide as the mat. And then I want you to just come forward on the mat and release the elbows down. Keep your arms straight, as straight in front of you as you can. And then let your head relax into the mat. If your head doesn't reach, then grab a block. And now start to check in with your tension. So let's look at those shoulders. So draw the shoulders back. Imagine I'm just touching you with my fingertips on your shoulder blades, and I'm just drawing them back slightly. So drawing the shoulder blades back to release the tension in the spine. You might start feeling it quite immediately in your upper back, middle back. And notice what your fingers are doing. So no gripping. Don't grip, just let them be. Let them relax. Maybe even bend the knuckles slightly to encourage that relaxation. Let your elbows be heavy. And then start to control your breath. So breathing in and breathing out. As you breathe in from the belly, all the way up through the front body. And as you exhale, release tension all down the back of your body. So you're going to be here for about 6 breaths, just to warm up the energy inside you. So settle in and start your breathing. Do this in your time. Notice what feels good for you today. But your normal count is I am breathing in, I am breathing out. So whatever count you've got to, let's do 1 inhale and exhale together. Inhale and exhale. Well done. So slowly from here, bring your palms either side of your face. Let the elbows relax. Really press with your forehead into the mat, and then pressing with your hands, press yourself all the way up slowly. Take your time. Just stay here for a moment, let the head hang, and just feel that release in your neck. And maybe just nod the head, yes. Shake the head, no. And again, nod, yes. And shake, no. Then just come forward, bring the knees in together, and just pop your hands on your knees just for a moment, and just circle those shoulder blades back and down the body. And then maybe just turn one way and another way, just to really open up your shoulders. And then from here, we're going to come into some cat-cows, just to give some nice movement for the spine. So let's move that blanket now into the middle of our mat. And pop your knees on the blanket. And then set yourself up in tabletop. Tuck the toes, pressing into your 10 toes. Extend the fingers wide, so your fingers should be like this, and press the fingertips in so that the edges of your fingers may go a little bit white as you really start to press in and lift up. And then on an inhale, drop the tail and come all the way up and through, and look up with your gaze, really stretching your back. And on an exhale, tuck the tail round the back for your cat. So let's do that a few more times with controlled breath as we move through. So that visualization that you've seen of your adrenal glands earlier, pop that into your head as you're doing this, connecting with that area of your body. Just sort of knowing what certain areas do in your body. Sometimes we just go through our day without really thinking what's happening. So let's do 2 more. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. And again, inhale and exhale. Well done. Just release the feet down. Come back to center for a moment. Just release any tension in your hands. And then from here, we're going to come into thread the needle. So come back into your tabletop. And now we're just going to do a little bit of a twist first before we get into thread the needle. So let's come to the left side, left arm first. So on an inhale, I want you to take your right hand into the middle, into the midline. And then I want you to inhale that left arm up and kick this left hip away from you. Turn the hand to the back of your room. And then press in to this lower hand and arm. You should feel a nice stretch in the left shoulder. And then breathe out. Take a breather. And let's do that again. Inhale, coming up. Kick that hip out. Turn that palm away from you. Come back to center. On our next inhale, draw it up again, kick the hip out. And on our exhale, you're going to bring that left arm through the right, all the way through, palm facing up. And then you're going to extend this right fingertips, right arm, all the way to the top right-hand side of your yoga mat. And then put the left side of your head on the mat. So just stay here for a moment. So sometimes we kind of dump in to thread the needle, and the pose is a twist. So yes, if we're doing a yin class, to come into it for a nice stretch and a nice relaxation moment for the hips and the back. But we want to get some energy in here today, and we want to get some movement in these shoulders. So what I want you to do is tent the right fingers. So you're drawing that right shoulder back in space. And then what I want you to do is start to twist further to the right. So you may need to move your hand in or away, depending on how it feels. So you're pressing in, you're pulling your right shoulder back, but then you're also pulling and twisting your body through. So you're drawing this left palm up and away, breathing in and breathing out. You should start to feel a nice stretch in the shoulders, in the upper back. Well done. So just come all the way back through to center and just come into a child's pose. Just keep your feet where they are. Extend the elbows out slightly and just drop your head. Doesn't matter if it doesn't reach the ground. Just let everything hang here for a moment. So let's do the other side. Coming back up into tabletop. Left palm into the middle. And then bring this right arm up. Bump that right hip. And then turn that palm away from you. And release back down. Take a moment. Breathing in, coming up and through. Turn the palm. Draw that shoulder back. And exhale. Then on our next one, as we breathe in, pushing through. And as we breathe out, we bring this right arm through the body in the left arm away from you to the left side of your yoga mat. And take your head down to the mat. Tent the fingers. And then start to draw that left shoulder blade back and extend that right arm away from you. Really flex those fingers of your right hand. Press all 5 fingers of your left hand into the yoga mat. Breathing in and breathing out. Notice where you're feeling any aches or pains. For me, it's my left hip. One more nice big deep breath in. And exhale. Left palm comes back to center. Bring yourself through. Let's just do a couple of cat-cows. Take your palms slightly away from you. And let's just bring your body forward and back. Just moving with breath. Just moving fluidly. Maybe circling the hips one way. And then the other way. And then just come back to sit on your heels for a moment. So we're going to set up for our baby cobra, and what I want you to do is use the blanket first of all and see how it is. You could always take it away if it's not something that feels right. Try and see if you can just listen rather than keep looking at the screen if you don't know what you're doing, or you might want to watch and then get back on the mat and rewind the video, just because I don't want you to move your head too much once you're in the posture, because you should keep your head in line with your spine. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this blanket. So about this roll, might need a little bit more actually, there, about like that. And this is going to be for your hips. So we want to come forward on the mat, and then you've got the blanket under your hips. Then you want your feet hip width apart, so just take a look down your legs, get them hip width apart, and then your arms, you want these in the elbows in line with your breasts, kind of. So move them back slightly. Your gaze, you want to be looking down. So now you've got a nice straight line in your spine. Extend those fingers like we have been. So widen the fingers. So even though you're not really doing much at the moment, you probably start to feel something, I hope, in your lower back. So I'm going to just direct you now through some pointers to be mindful of. So press your big toes, all 10 toes, press them into the ground. So that should slightly lift your knees up. Press your hip bones into the ground. But now what I want you to do is release any gripping in the buttocks. So they should be completely relaxed. And the reason we relax them is because we want to get the stretch in the back, not in our glutes. So don't forget to breathe. And now let's just go up the back to the shoulders. So like we were at the beginning of practice, imagine I've got my fingertips on your shoulders and you're drawing them back. So you should start to feel a different sensation now. Just breathe in. Well done. So to release, let's just make a pillow with our hands, forehead down, and then just lift, bend your knees, lift your legs up, flex your toes. So it's if you're pushing your heels against an invisible wall behind you. And then windscreen wiper the legs one way and the other way. Just well done. So let's just come back into that again for a couple of controlled breaths. So get yourself set up. You can set up your lower body first. So pressing all 10 toes into the mat. Releases the knees. Release the buttocks. And then bring your elbows in line with your breastbone. Extend your fingers out. Just look down at your fingers, just in front of your mat. And then your final check-in, your shoulder blades. Draw them back and down. And start to feel the pressure in your lower body. So let's do 3 breaths together. Breathing in, breathing out. 2 more. Release the legs. Release your arms. Head on your hands. Bend the knees. Flex the feet. And windscreen wiper again. So just relax the legs down, bring them together, point the toes, and just have a little rest here in downward Savasana. So just allow the breath to be steady and even now. And notice how you feel. Notice if you feel quite hot. Notice if you've connected with your back and connected with your adrenals. Did you send your focus to that area in your body? So now we're going to come into our Sphinx pose, which is slightly different. By all means, keep the padding of the blanket in if this is something that you want to do, but have a try, and then you can always take it out if it's not okay for you. So just come up for a moment and let's just pop our knees on the blanket and just circle our shoulders, and then we'll get ready for Sphinx. So it's very similar in its setup, but now we want the elbows further away from us. Legs are the same, fingertips wide. And now what you're going to do, we're going to go into a deeper back bend now. So press all of those 5 toes into the ground. That will lift your knees. Release any tension in the buttocks. Take your attention to your back body or your adrenals. Slowly bring your shoulders back and down. And now start to lift your gaze and take your gaze forward. So breathing in and breathing out. 2 more. And on your exhale, bring everything down. Make a pillow. Pop your head. Bring your legs up. Windscreen wiper. And then we'll do 1 more before our Shavasana. So get your legs ready. Arms up. Elbows slightly in front. Toes into the ground. Knees up. Relax the buttocks, the glutes. Engage the lower back. Draw the belly in if that feels comfortable. Pressing your fingertips into the mat and draw your gaze up. And breathe. Shoulder blades away from the ears. Down and back. Imagine that I'm pressing on your shoulders. Remember not to engage the glutes. I know it's difficult. And release. Well done. Just be careful. Bend the knees. And again, do your windscreen wipers. And then from here, relax the legs down. Bring yourself all the way up. Pop your blanket at the top of your mat and then just turn yourself around the opposite way for Shavasana. And you're going to use your blanket as a pillow for your neck. So get yourself comfortable. We'll come into Savasana. So if you want to do constructive rest pose, feet either side of the mat, knees in, arms away from you. Can be quite nice after you've done some back bends just to be in constructive rest, as it's less tension on the lower back. Or you can come into full pose, feet wider than the mat, let them relax. And just let your breath be steady and even. It'll be here for a few minutes, so just relax, recharge, reboot. Please don't skip this part of your practice. It's the most important part. And I'll bring you back out in a couple of minutes. So start to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Bring your legs in together, so bring them in together, big toes together. Bring your arms up above your head, interlace the fingers, and turn the fingers away from you. So you're getting a nice big deep stretch in your body. Flex the feet now. Press away with your feet and press away with your hands. Taking a nice big deep breath. And then bring your knees up to your chest and use the interlace around your knees. Lift your head off the ground and just rock yourself backwards and forwards until you get the momentum to bring yourself all the way back up. So just come into an easy pose, just an easy cross-legged pose. We're not going to be here for very long. Take your palms into prayer. And let's just drop the chin down to the chest and just reflect on our adrenal glands and what they do for us every day, how we can help them to do what they do better. Remember, it's your body. You can take charge of how you feel. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice. I'll see you on the mat next time. And if you're going to follow this series, the next posture in this series is going to be supported bridge pose. So I'll see you on the mat for that class.